What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Hilliard Guest, and you guys are listening to the Screenwriters Rant Room, where we keep it real, we keep it opinionated, we keep it what, everybody?
Game all day.
Yeah. On this show, we discuss entertainment, TV, film, music, culture, but our focus is always screenwriting, stories, craft, and shit like that. Y'all heard the Wu-Tang Clan in here. The whole chorus from Walter Hawkins.
This is the most black people I've been around in a minute.
I know.
For real. I'm over here like, what do I do? I don't have no chicken. Just kidding. Just
Hilarious. So,
I'm black, by the way.
I
say that.
For those who can't see you. How do you do, black? I'm white.
Oh, there we
go. It's gonna be one of those days. I like it already. So if you guys are grown, we're gonna go ahead and jump into the episode. So today, I thought we are gonna do an episode where, so if any of you guys have tuned in to the last episode, we just did our season premiere episode. I talked about my plans versus my goals, and I thought, well, what am I going to do with the new season? I was like, what if I brought in all of like my favorite writers to come in today, who are, some of them are my mentees, some of them are fans of the shows and stuff like that. And I was like, let me bring all you guys in. You guys get a chance to get to know who they are, see what they're up to, what their plans, what their goals are, and shit like that. Y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
Like to hear it? Here go. So I'm gonna start off with my man Big Rich over there. Rich got y'all, writer himself out there, comedy and drama, doing a lot of good stuff. He's been with me for years now. Let me bring you into the game. What's happening, man? How are you, and how was your holiday?
For sure. Just grateful to be here. Thank you for having me.
Sure.
And it's a pleasure being amongst such esteemed company. I'm very thankful for this. The holiday season was interesting. My mother was here for 3 weeks.
Oh, she came here? I thought you went there.
No, she flew out here. Okay. I flew her out here. But anyways, my mom, piece of work. I love her dearly. But it was the most cooking.
His mom's got spunk. Trust me.
It's the most cooking I've done in a long time.
Okay, good.
Cooking, cleaning. I was sick over the holidays. Cousin's wedding back home, so flying back and forth between here and the East Coast. I'm very proud of him, very grateful. Mitch, love you, buddy. Love you, and Triana, beautiful married couple. Talk about goal setting. He met her when he was like 16. He was like, I'm gonna marry that girl.
Yeah.
Dead ass. And like he married her, so I love that man. Anywho, yeah, no, I'm just very grateful. Finished the year strong. Not as strong as I wanted to, but I came off the fellowship with that. Really worked on deepening my relationship there. Got some stuff off my chest with my mentor and with the program. And just wrote my sacrifice. I mean, look at my hair, y'all. I haven't had a shape up in months. With that ass. That's how hard I've been working. Like,
wait, tell the kids how many projects you wrote last year. Because you were prolific last year.
I wrote 3, and my spy thriller, Back in Russia,
right.
Just got the green light to go out, and it actually got me a potential job opportunity, which I don't want to talk about. But it's looking like it's lining up with all the work I did. And then I did a broad comedy with a black female lead, position of leadership. I don't like the fourth wall breaking. I'm not a fan of any fourth wall breaking.
Okay.
No, I don't. The only one that worked for me probably was like I fucks with Modern Family. The Office is cool, but like I'm not an Office dude. Like for me, I'm just line up and be funny.
Yeah.
So when I think about
you like to stay in the situation.
Just do it. Like Community, 30 Rock. That's why I gravitate to those comedies so much. They're so obscene. They're so absurd, so insane. And that's the beauty of it. I don't need to break away. I don't need to cut away. I just have fucking people being funny. So I want to write something like that, and with a black female leading in a position of leadership, specifically to speak to like people not thinking black women can lead. So I wrote, and I want to do something about the plight of middle management. So I wrote that show, and then finally when I went to my mentor, he was like, this show I wrote, originally I pitched to him, he wasn't really feeling it. He was like, that's really not in my ballpark. And I wanted to write something in biotech with the black people, like who is the black Elon Musk, and how does that person become that? In what realm would that person be allowed to? And ultimately, you'd have to be so prolific that people can't say no. And I was like, what if this person was able to cure disability? And what would the socioeconomic effects be of that? And then,
I was thinking outside the box. I like that. That's what's up.
And then what would the inequity of that be? And I've written political dramas before. My political dramas are what got me going. So I want to write something in DC, something that's very black, very DMV, but also something that like speaks to black excellence, but like not just on the nose black excellence.
Right.
So yeah, I'm very grateful. It's crazy because he originally passed in the idea, pivoted to back in Russia, which is more in his lane, and then I'll never forget back in May, he was like, "Hey, what happened to the other script?" I was like, "Fuck you mean? I gave you a whole other script." He was like, "Yeah, but I want to see that one too." And so I wound up going back into the Harvard writing program because I found myself slipping. So I did Harvardwood both the spring and the fall last year.
You tell the people what Harvardwood is?
Yeah, Harvardwood writing program is a postgraduate writing program out here in LA. They have one in Boston for the Harvard graduates and friends of Harvard. It's really awesome.
Is that Harvard Street or is that Harvard School?
Harvard University. Yeah. They do it. Harvard does a fantastic job of really helping their grads integrate into the system. I'm not the right Harvard, you know, like I'm not.
Hey, bro.
I'm not like, how do I say this? I'm a nigga, like a real nigga, and no, I'm serious. I'm deadass, like, and I've done the whole. This is what I want to talk about, and I'll shut up because I want to make sure other people get a chance to speak. But when I think about my 2026, I'm reaping. Reaping, once again, I said reap.
But the church say amen. Like.
Once again, I sold all 2025, 2026, I reap. And I'm reaping my full self. And I did a lot of introspection in 2025, a lot of therapy, a lot of journaling, a lot of really hard lessons, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of gray hairs popping up. And this is going to be controversial, but I'm going to just say it like respectfully. I have delusional confidence. I have delusional faith in myself. I've been delusional since I was a child. Like I just told you, I literally went to Orlando on a whim to compete in a boy band competition. I wanted to meet Lil Pearl and shaking hands with Aaron Carter.
Right.
Shit like that is my life, and I've run from it. And
you stopped. So you stopped doing the shit that was working. Is that what it was, or what?
I tried to. I think with Harvardwood, with especially like an industry dominated by white people, I'm a large black man, and when I lose weight, I'll be a hot large black man. And I say this with a straight face. Yeah. Not because I'm arrogant, but because it's like I was going to Abercrombie and Fitch auditions,
right? And
like I was hired at companies where literally you can see the aesthetic standard, and I didn't have the confidence in myself to understand that like I'm okay, I'm good enough, and I always question myself. And I look around and I see like this false humility everywhere in the city, and it just makes me so mad. It makes me so mad because like I know humility. I'm not humble. You know this.
He's being honest.
I'm not humble. I'm like borderline asshole. Not like, and I think I'm better than you, but like I believe in myself, and if you can't handle that, fuck you. And I think that's where a lot of people need to fully embrace, especially in the times we're in now. When you're in turbulent times, it's not.
We need a little bit of that right now. To be honest.
And I think that's my calling this year, is to show what it's like to be bold in the face of adversity and to be your full self, and to not just be yourself, but to take the responsibility of being yourself and know, okay, if this is how I'm going to act, I need to come with it. If this is who I'm going to be, I need to come with it. And so that's what I'm challenging myself to do this year, is to press and to read and to do it in a way where I can be fully confident in myself. I mean, you said I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And then you tell me that I'm not supposed to believe that when I actually go out and do it. That's crazy to me. That's a schism that I just don't connect with. So for me, that's what I'm doing in 2026, man. It's like a lot of stuff on the table, and I plan on seeing these opportunities.
Cool. What about you, Rich Redlo?
Well,
how would your 25 and what you plan to do in 26?
How was my 25?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't write enough, and that has me pissed off.
That's honest. A lot of people probably feel the same way.
Yeah. For 40 years, I practiced public sector law in Albany, New York, primarily, and I had no problem writing in my spare time. I was writing a feature script every year for 12 years, and I took the UCLA professional program in TV writing, and I knocked out a bunch of television pilots and fell in love with writing for television, and eventually was able to retire from all that. Came out here and was basically told I'm too old for television, And it's been sort of a consistent note that I've gotten from some of the best consultants and writers in the area. So yes, I can still write features, and I did write one last year. And
That's an accomplishment, major accomplishment.
Yeah. But I'd rather be writing for TV. And when I got out here 4 years ago, I very quickly met Hilliard, and
has it been that long?
Bought him a hamburger.
Downstairs, we enjoyed ourselves.
And we hit it off right away.
Right.
So he got me involved with this, and recently promoted me to associate producer, which means the guy who brings the donuts.
Which are critical to the operation of this. Critical.
You support us in a lot of other ways that people don't even know. So
Right. Sure. And we'll keep it that way.
Yes, indeed.
It's nothing indecent, though.
Yeah.
Unless somebody paying. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Let me know.
I got 5.
You know what I mean?
Your only fans page right now.
Hey man, they got feet. All you gotta do is feet.
Hilarious.
All you gotta do is feet.
Yes,
That's all I'm saying.
Let's bring in Minquell over here.
So just real quick, what I did do was most of my scripts when I got out here, I passed them by Jen Grisanti, who's one of the best consultants in the business.
Yeah.
She's amazing, and got really helpful notes. But one of them, a television script, it was a half-hour script when she gave you the notes. I decided to expand it to an hour long, and here, I mean, it's so valuable for me to come here and meet people. But here, Hilliard let me co-host one day when Tanya Bhattacharya was the guest, and she and I hit it off extremely well. So I contacted her and I said, "Tell me more about the script anatomy thing that you created
Shout out to Tanya, she's killing it.
and run, and unfortunately no longer give reviews for. She's too busy. She has all these shows in the air. She has 2 more on the air this year coming." And basically her website says she no longer does the consulting. But so when I asked her about it and I asked her to refer me to one of her better consultants, she said, "Rich, you and I hit it off well. I'll do it for you." And so we did our first consultation. She gave me reams of notes, and we met at a coffee house in Eagle Rock, and it was just great. And so then I eventually, redid the script using her notes. And just last week, she chimed back in, and she loves the rewrite, and just makes me feel great. So it's just one of the benefits of hanging out on this podcast and knowing Hilliard and being introduced to so many great people.
Oh, so it's getting a teary. I like that.
Excellent writers, and you bring these directors and producers and agents and managers and all that. One last note is I try to write scripts with queer protagonists or co-protagonists or themes, and when you talk to managers and agents, they're pretty much, well, if you want, the supported character who's on screen for a minute, you can do that, but otherwise forget it, including
other gay people.
Other gay manager and stuff. And then of course Heated Rivalry has come out, and it's #1 show in America. And it's not just gay protagonists, but it's sex, and it's hot. It's hot.
For sure.
And so I think that's going to change things to some extent. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was telling you, it's that show is so, for the most of you straight people have probably never heard of it, but it's like one of the biggest shows out right now, and like it's we've adjusted our pitch for the show that we have, which is a gay Bridgerton. We lead with the fact that Heated Rivalry is whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like it's hot, I think it's good.
Yeah, it's a story about hockey players, and you wouldn't think that there would be a show about gay hockey players, but there it is.
Yeah, full on. What about you, Minquell? How was your 25 and what you plan to do?
My 25.
Okay, that's enough.
It felt like that. I was a little too prolific, I think, in writing.
Too prolific?
Yeah, I was writing a little too much and was burning myself out a little bit.
Oh, okay, yeah, you could do that too.
Yeah, I wasn't consuming enough, and my output was too high, I think.
Okay.
So I pulled back a little bit and kind of
Hung with the kids a little bit more.
Yeah, hang out with my kids, spend time with friends, go to museums, look at art and all that stuff. But then also kind of waking up to the fact that I wasn't writing for me. Like I was writing to get into the industry specifically, right?
Okay.
So with that came
Explain,
realization.
let's unpack that.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So I was writing to match whatever's out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's shows that I like that I'm like, oh, I would love to write on that.
Right.
I should write something like that.
I see.
Because I would love to work on something like that, right?
Right.
Versus this thing that I think is really dope that I want to see on TV is where my focus should go.
Yes.
And so I kind of had to sit with myself a little bit and pivot back to like, wait,
I think we all do that at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so I kind of pushed back all my goals and said, nah, let's just sit and do nothing for a little bit.
Okay.
And then in that came the realization like, oh, I'm not actually writing what I love writing. And I'm good at just writing, but writing the thing that you love, like, I don't know, there's an edge to it where there's more fear around it because you're doing it, I guess, from a place of creation more, right?
It's scarier.
Yeah, it's
sure.
scarier. Yeah. And so I think with that also came like the notion of like, okay, but if I'm doing this and it's scarier and I need to lean into the fear of that, what's causing the fear? And it was basically me not leaning into who I am fully on the page.
I like the transparency. I like
right?
it. Yeah,
and like Rich said, like, you know, I'm not humble. I'm not. I know what I bring to the table.
Doesn't mean you think you're better than anyone else.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
You just think you're dope.
But because of that, also, like, I set the standard for myself so high that I'm almost undercutting myself.
Okay.
Where people are like, "Hey, man, send me a script," and I'm like, "Nah, it's not where I want it to be." Right? And so, because my judgment of my work is a lot higher than people's judgment of my work.
It should be.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that was kind of like,
you gotta have standards. You gotta have taste. You know
that part. And so I kind of had to go back and reassess, like, who am I as a writer? Like, you always ask, like, what do you write, right?
I was about to ask you, what type of things do you write?
Yeah, and so I realized, like, all my writing had one thing in common. It was outcasts looking for their tribe, right? And
do you have something familiar with that in your story?
I do, right? But also, like, I'm a natural rebel. Like, I hate being boxed in rules, and I noticed I was living in a state of integration almost, where I was trying to fit in more than be myself and stand out naturally. And so when that realization came, it was like, oh shit, am I doing this in my writing too? I am. Oh man, this is not good. And so then with that came okay, you know what? Let me just pause on my writing. And I kind of started helping my friends develop their projects, doing pitch decks for them and title treatments and stuff like that.
He's a dope designer, by the way.
Thank you. And so, yeah, I mean, I spent the last 2 decades as a professional dancer.
He was a dancer. She can't dance. She ain't doing that no more.
No, she's telling the story. Which one? I don't know. There's so many. But basically, I reached the top of my industry and now have to start over with writing. But
you gotta reinvent yourself.
Yeah, but also, like, besides reinventing myself, I was kind of leaving the dancing on the side. Like, that's not who I am anymore. Right. And now I'm realizing
I know exactly
that's not true. Like, I'm still a dancer. Why am I shying away from that? Like, I need to start fresh in the canvas. Like, nah, dancing is not part of my life anymore, right? And so now I'm realizing, like, okay, I am still a dancer. I am still all these things, right? Like, designer, dancer, creative director. I'm all these things. So why am I boxing myself into you're just a writer now, right? And I think in that I was inhibiting my ability to really stretch my imagination when it comes to story topics too. because everyone I meet when I'm telling like I'm a dancer, like, oh, do you have a script about dancing? I'm like, no.
I'm surprised.
Right? And it's like, why not? And I'm like, I don't know why not.
But it's funny, like Hilliard, like my thing was politics back home, and it took me, God, I think I was writing for like 6 or 7 years before I finally wrote a political thing, and then that changed stuff for me. But like, I get it, I understand wanting to. No, I'm not going to be this person anymore. I'm going to be this. And then you're like, wait, what the fuck am I doing?
That part.
I commend you, man.
This is a great little transition here. This is a thing where when I meet with a writer and they tell me about themselves, and I realize, because we have talked about this before about you writing, that you were like, oh, I don't want to.
I've done it with a lot of ideas, yeah.
And I'm not saying I was the one who said it. I'm generalizing for you. I was the one who said it.
He's already claimed his 10%.
I'm getting my 10%. I got all kind of people in different area codes. You know what I'm saying? All right. So
I'm not one of your hosts, Hilliard. How dare you? I'm a stand-up. I'm a stand-up
man. All right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that writers. I'm glad you had this, because and I'm glad you had it as well. This is the thing that veteran writers experience. You get to a place where all of a sudden you realize that you've been holding back from the thing that you were the most afraid of, the thing that you used to be, right? Like you guys have probably heard me say on the show many times. Thank you for taking photos. We need some photos. You guys have probably heard me say many times on the show that when I turned around the pitch of myself was when I was at a meeting with a big producer, and I discovered he used to go to I want to say the CBGBs or something in New York or whatever it is, and that he had a punk rock background. And when he discovered I had my rude boy mob background, he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, dude." And we start going in talking about Fishbone, the Untouchables, and blah blah blah. And he was like, and when I got up to walk out, he said, "Oh, Hill." He said, "What?" I said, "He says, always lead with that." And I was like, "Really?"
Yeah.
And now it's so much a side of. I realized I was hiding that I was the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was hiding why I was the underdog. You know what I mean? That was 15 years ago. You know, now I understand. When I go in a room, people are always like, "This dude is great." You know what I mean? Because I'm not the typical dude from the hood. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like shit like that. So I'm glad you found that, and I bet you're going to expand on that even more. Same for you.
Yeah, and it's funny because just the other day, my friend was asking me, like, you know, about at least a friend of mine who didn't know I was a dancer, and so had a conversation about how bold I was when I was a dancer in making moves.
Because you were confident.
Yeah, because
you were one of the best.
Right, and the thing with dancing is there's an instant measure you can take of yourself when it comes to your skills, right?
Absolutely.
Like I don't go to a club and it's like I can call out everyone and let's go and we'll see who's the best.
Yeah. You want to battle me?
Right. It's literally that energy. So it kind of boosts your confidence to a psychotic level where you're like, I'm gonna smoke everyone in this club, right?
You have to have that.
You have to. Yeah, and you lead with that energy too.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, where did that go? And I'm like, oh, I had kids, and then I stopped being that guy that goes to clubs to just call people out.
Yeah.
And so then it's like,
club last night either.
I wish, man. I go to a club now, I got to recover for 3 days. It's insane. But it's funny because like I was so bold in my action that in my journey, I actually took a break from dancing because my mom was like, please go get a degree. And I was like, all right. So I went to school for 1 year to college. And in that 1 year, right at the 1 year mark, I was like, I'm going to go back to dancing. And then basically dancing and college together at the same time. And then in my final year, 3 weeks before my thesis was due, I got a call from a friend who was like, hey, man, come to Germany. This guy's teaching. I know you like his style. And I'm like, I got homework. I don't know if I can make it. And I said, fuck it. I'm going to go. Because I'll do homework and I'll not sleep and like
You
catch
talking
up.
about Germany Street? What you talking about?
Oh, Germany, the country. Yeah. So I took a train to Germany, did this workshop, and then the guy who was giving the workshop was like, "Hey man, I haven't seen you in a minute.
Right.
I know you stopped dancing for a bit, but you know
still
what?
Got some.
You still got some. Like you should come on tour with us for these next 6 weeks while I'm teaching and just brush up on your skills."
Right.
I was like, "Yeah, but I'm graduating in 3 weeks, so this paper is due. Like I can't do that."
Right.
And he was like, "All right, bet. But this opportunity is maxing out at midnight, and school's gonna be there forever. So pick a pick."
Mm-hmm.
And then I picked, going on the tour and never graduated.
Yeah.
And with that, I actually said to my mom, like, "Fuck it, I don't need the paper to prove that I'm able to do the work that I studied for.
Yeah.
But also, I don't want the paper to prove that I am able to do the work that I studied
That's
for
the rebel
because I
side.
don't want to do the work, right? I want to dance." So literally came back from that tour and like brushed up all my skills. And from literally the last day on that tour, I started working as a dancer and never stopped. And got a tattoo in rebel mode saying like, I'm never doing a 9 to 5 where I can't roll my sleeve up because they're gonna see the tattoo. My mom was like, "You little son of..." But so like I noticed like in the last 10 years, I've kind of let that part of me go where I was really bold and taking action and kind of navigating my life without fear. And I think having kids kind of put the fear of you have to be responsible, and so you can't take these risks in life decisions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, nah, because then I'm teaching my kids that they have to live in this way too, and that's not right. So
let me piggyback off of something that I was just thinking about. I also wonder, like I'm on this new thing now where I'm taking optioning scripts, taking them out to my friends, what I've never done before. And I realized if I had that spirit that you had of the fearlessness that you have, which is what we all have when we first moved to LA.
Yeah.
You're willing to walk up to a person, you're willing to do, and then when you learn the rules, you start going, well, I know it's not cool to do this thing.
Yeah.
So you stop doing these things. So here's the circle around to that. Where I'm at now, Rich, we talked about this many times. You got to get to a place where you realize, where do you bring value? When you bring value to somebody, you're not hindering them. Yeah. Now you are helping them with something. You say, we talk about all the time.
Oh, you told me that
literally
4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, even the opportunity that just arose on Friday was a result of that. And yeah, it's one of those things where you put in time and put in effort and energy and hours, and then finally those opportunities arise. And
they see you have a superpower that they could use that'll take off the weight from them. You know what I mean? So it's good.
Yeah, and it's interesting. So sorry. I think for me, moving with boldness, moving with confidence, moving with that fury inside, I think it all happens when you do the work, and when you have a plan. And I'm not saying everything has to be. What do they say? You want to tell God your plan, make him laugh. You know what I mean? But you have to have some sort of structure, some sort of vision, series of goals. And what I've done over the past couple years, I think, has helped me not quit. Is to have a series of those goals and those checkpoints, and then what are the things that can help me accomplish that, both internal and external, and then have an axiom, a daily thing that helps me wake up and just get to it. So for me, I think 2024 is Starboy energy. Approach every day with that energy, and literally, my alarm every morning was Starboy by the weekend.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
It makes you feel good.
Yeah. 2025, I think it was Be Him, and
I'm scared to hear what 26 is.
No, it's just I said it one day.
Y'all gonna make me.
No. I said it in my writing, my writing fellowship, and I'll never you want to see how white people feel about you. Be confident in yourself in a white space, or not. I won't say this. Not black people are naturally confident. I think because we just have to go through so fucking much. So especially all of us in this room, once you get in this space, listen, I'm not Rich,
You're good.
you're included as well. You're guilty by association at this point. But
Life in prison.
right?
Fine.
But it's
We
like,
love
you know,
it.
so here's a funny story. Clarence Thomas told me this story, right? Clarence Thomas, the Supreme Court Justice. We're sitting next to him with
That's
my
a cousin. You say that.
fuck no. Fuck you. Fuck no. No.
We're not claiming that.
No, sir. Don't you put that shit on me. Nah. So my social order, we met with him, and our social order is like uppity Negroes. You know, they're not gonna let me say that. They niggas already kicked me out. They brought me back in once I got into Harvard, and I was the assistant to the governor. And they're like, "Oh, this nigga's about to blow up. Oh, come on back. We're gonna want that money."
Yeah.
So they already kicked me out. So fuck it at this point, right? So we meet with Clarence Thomas, and he goes, "This is why I'm against affirmative action. This is why. This is a real ass story. I swear to God. On my." He goes, "All right, so fellas, like, imagine you're on a treadmill, right? And you know how it is for us brothers. We're running that hill like a 6% incline, 8 miles an hour, and they look to your side, and you see the white boy, and it's like he's running downhill, like negative incline, at like 4 miles an hour. He's like, damn, it sucks because you're sweating, you're panting, you're thirsty. You feel like you can quit at any moment. Your body's just going to give out. But then you put us on equal playing field and see what we do." And he's like, "You guys have that confidence because that's how you trained. And that's why I'm against affirmative action, because you don't need it. You can smoke them." And I looked at this thing, I was like, "Are you fucking wild, nigga? The whole point of affirmative action is to make sure that we're not on this fucking treadmill running at 3% incline at 8 miles an hour, nigga. Are you fucking stupid? I'm tired. You're right, I'm tired. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry, nigga. This motherfucker's out here. He's got Gatorade Zero. He's got somebody towel off his fucking forehead as he runs." So I think black people have that confidence because once we get into this space, we have to go through so fucking much to get here. And I think a lot of non-black people don't understand that, or they do, like especially our Latino brothers and sisters. They have
queer brothers.
queers, brothers and sisters. Yeah, well, I'm speaking specifically in Hollywood.
Sure.
So when you speak with that confidence, they get a little cagey. You know what the fuck's going on? So I was in my Mentorship Matters fellowship, and we were all talking, and everyone's like, on the plight of the industry, man, it's so fucked up. Are we even gonna have a job after this? Like, and I'm like, yeah, no, shit sucks. I'm the one.
Right.
And everyone's like, and I'm like, no. We have to have that confidence to say, I'm the one. And I say that to anyone who's listening right now, delusional confidence. I know it sounds stupid. I know I sound fucking above myself. I sound like I do. I sound like, but I tell you this, as I only go back to God on this. I've been one in 400,000. I've been one in 65,000. I've been one in 1,200. I've been one in like 20,000. So God has blessed me to be the one at these certain things that I never thought possible, and I never would have imagined. And so when I say be the one for 2025, it was like, be the one, like actually be that person.
I like it.
And so that's where I'm coming from. I hope I don't seem like I'm just like this arrogant piece of shit. I'm really not. I don't believe in this false humility, and I think so many black people in this industry move with that.
Yeah.
And I think it hinders us because it doesn't allow us to really just fucking shine.
And that's why they break when they get success, because it's false.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a real thing. Thank y'all. Yeah. Appreciate it. We're gonna pause. So we're gonna continue on. We're gonna bring to the stage. We got my girl Trinea in the building.
Yeah. What's up, y'all?
Trinea Moss, and then Dijorn in the building.
What's good?
Yes, indeed. So let's jump in with y'all. Let's talk about y'all 2025. Y'all had a motherfucking 2025. So whatever y'all can talk about, let's get in.
So 2025, at the end of 2024, we wrote a new script sample because we were in the Paramount program, You know, Paramount's had some crazy shit pop off last 2 years. So I'm sure Rich will have some opinions on that afterwards. But yeah, and then so we did the one thing that was in our control was write a new script, because that's all that you
Always
can really
in
control.
control. Yep.
So we wrote a script, and then what occurred was, it's a long story, but basically one of the key things that helped us land our first job is you keep your relationships, because there were people who we were staying in contact with, friends, mentors, execs, even when nothing was popping off. And what happened was the opportunity for Boston Blue came up, and with the Brandons as showrunners, we did not personally know them, but we knew several people who had known them, who we knew, that read us, knew us, loved us, and said, "Hey, you got to give these two a shot." And sure enough, we were able to get the meeting with them. And
remember, we jumped on a Zoom before.
Yes. We jumped on the Zoom, and Hill was giving us notes. He's like, "Is this Zoom or in person? Because if it's Zoom, the background y'all gotta make it reveal that you are writers." So and everything. We were like, "Nah, it's in person." Yeah. He was like, and then it was so funny because you already know how Trinea is, and Trinea was being all calm and reserved, and he was like, "Okay, that shit cannot pop off."
Trinea, I know that she's going in. When she's fun and having a good time, she's big and loud. I'm like, "Girl, be you."
Yeah. So we were able to get the meeting. The meeting went extremely well. We made sure we showed up early.
Yeah.
And one of the Brandons is black. So when we walked in 20 minutes early, he was like, "Yeah, that's right." So we had a great meeting. We had a lot of great personal stories. Trinea was a big fan of the original Blue Bloods. So,
all 14 seasons.
Yeah. So, and I mean, they started peppering her with questions, and she knew this and knew that, and had those different thoughts.
But wait, let me tell you about that. The cool thing about that is we met a lot of people years ago at CBS, and nothing really came of it, but we kept those relationships, and kept good energy, good vibes. And what happened was I started watching Blue Bloods, and I was like, "Ooh." I was like, "I would love to write for this show." So I was just like, I'm gonna keep watching it. So I kept watching it, and then the possibility of even getting on there just went out the window. And I was just like, you know what? That's okay. Something in my spirit say, keep watching the show. Yeah. So I just kept watching the show. So when the meeting came along, I was like, "Oh, I know that." Yeah. So we were ready for it, because inside that actual meeting, I can't go into a lot of details, of course, respectively. But in that meeting, I was literally being tested about what I knew about that show. And the same way that the other writers in the room see me was the same way I was in that showrunners meeting. I was like, season 5, episode 2, season 2. Yeah. I was just calling it, and he was like, okay. Yeah. She know what she doing here.
About 10 minutes in, I was like, "Dijorn, just shut the hell up, drink your coffee, let the wifey secure the bag and the job." Like, that's exactly what.
Let me just say something right quick, just briefly. So check this out, y'all. On certain shows, like a long-running show, like that.
Oh, is it, Mom?
Something got the big. I'll just keep going. That's fine. On certain shows, like something like a show that's been like 4 or 5 seasons they've done. I can't
14.
14. Just let me get 4. All right, 14 seasons in, even the showrunners themselves forget what happened on episode 2, right? So it always helps to have somebody who has that brain where they memorize or they've taken dictation on, so that you can go, episode 4, like you said, season 3, we did the episode where we came to that again. You know what I mean? John killed such and such, remember? Like whatever it is, something, you know what I mean? They like when somebody has that photographic memory, if you will, of the show. So a lot of people are looking for that, especially for the existing shows. So that's probably why they were testing you.
Yeah, that's and good. You don't have to be perfect, because there was times in the room where, I mean, I love the Brandons. I really do. There's so much love I have for them. It'll make me emotional if I go into it. But it clearly the first day they both made it known that this was what we were here for in the room. And I respect, because you have so many people that have had so many. That room was like heavy,
very top heavy.
I mean, very top heavy. You got people from Castle, people from
A Living Color,
I mean,
NCIS. I mean, it was like all these people's credits was like Jesus.
Heavy. Yeah, it was a heavy. Great writers. I love y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. Mommy, but yeah, it just, you know, you have to be confident. You have to be confident in what you're saying, you know. And so it was one of those things where in the middle of the room there'll be an idea somebody has, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, can we do this? Or do you know if the character would do that?" And I was just like, and I knew the answer, and I would just say, "I'm like, well, from what I recall, this is what happened." I was like, "But you know what? I'm going to follow up and come back and get back to you."
Smart.
Right after lunch, I had that answer.
That's smart.
It was without fail. Every time they asked me, I had that answer. And it was one of those things where even if I didn't know or I wasn't sure, I didn't fake like I was sure. I only talked about what I knew. So I was like, or even if I made a mistake, I was like, well, actually, that was, you know what? I double checked that for you just to make sure we're on par here. And this is what I found out.
That's good.
And,
you know.
And that was important too, because when Donnie comes in and he's coming over from Blue Bloods and he's seeing Trinea, and he's like, okay, hey, we cool with Donnie. He came by a couple of times and hung out. So yeah, Donnie Wahlberg, he's real good people. And for him, that he saw that as value, that there was someone in the writer's room that knows the show, because he wanted to do something new, but he wanted to keep the spirit of the old still in check. So. And I mean, it was great. The room, as I said, was top heavy. And when it came time to break our episode, and they're looking at us, they're like, so what you got for us? It's like, geez, it's like, what can we pitch that y'all haven't seen? And they were like, don't worry, just bring your best ideas. And Terrence Winter, who was one of the writers, Terrence, yeah, that dude. And he was like, don't worry, at a certain point in this process, your brilliance is going to take over. And you're going to see your episode. And even though this is your first episode, you're going to know, wait a minute, this is a story. And sure enough, he was right, because at a certain point, we were like, wait a minute, certain part of the story is not clicking. And then Trinea got a whiteboard and was like, okay, let's play over here. Leave the story that we're breaking with the room. Let's play over here and see if we can fix it. And then sure enough, we were able to come up with something different. Brought in a writer who has worked with the Brandons for years. It was like, hey, you get in here. We're thinking about doing this. What do you think? And he's like, I love it, but definitely bring one of the Brandons in to pitch it to them, so that way they don't feel blindsided at all.
Well, yeah, because that was interesting. Because that was actually where your brilliance really did step in at that point, because you had go through these weeks and people are before you and you see all their greatness. And you're like, ooh, should I say something here? Ooh, should I say something there? And you're just like, hold it. You're like, I can't hold it anymore. This is what I think. And they're like, yeah, that's good. Okay, moving on. You know, and then quickly move to the next thing. So it's like at that point where we started to break our episode, there was a lot of nervousness, because you're like, oh my God. And you think you're the only one because you knew. But that's not true. The whole damn room was nervous every time they.
Everybody has to pitch it to the showrunner.
Everybody got pitched to the showrunners, so everybody was nervous. But that brilliance just kicks in. You just it's almost like I know I'm here. You know what I mean? It's just like it's not shallow. It's not being overly confident. But you just like, oh hell no, I got this shit. This shit don't make sense. This is how we can make it work. You know. And you just go for it. And it was a risk where we were at that particular time. And one of the Brandons came in, and you could just tell on his face, he was like, this shit works. I was like, oh,
and he was like, all right. He was like, and then we could do this, do that. And then he went and called the other Brandon, told them all that the ideas that we had pitched. And then he came out, he was like, okay, so your outlines due Friday. It's like Wednesday. It's like, oh, so that's
wait a minute. Haven't I been saying this for years? And it's because of what probably just progressed before you.
Yeah.
They're a little behind. Something got pushed back, so it's like, you got 2 days, bitch.
Yeah. So, and it was like, okay, so there is no sleep going on. And we wrote it, and then they went to production, and we can't go deep into production, but at one point, the director did a video call with us, and Donnie hopped on the phone, was like, this episode is dope, and this is great, and great job. And that was like emotional because, like what Rich is saying, like what everyone has experienced, you go through so much shit, like the DEI stuff and the everything. And it's like to be in that room or to accomplish this thing, it's talking about top 1%. And it's like to have the lead of the show, not say, oh, good job for DEI hires or good job for staff hires, but to say, no, this is a dope episode. It's like that belief and that you arrive.
What was a blessing though? All these like top level writers, Terry Kopp, Dave Mesker.
Oh yeah,
they and many more. John Dove. These people have been in the industry for a while, and they know what they know, and they're a resource. And one of the things the Brandons told us is like, use what you have in the room, use your team, use your resource. I really did feel, and this is so cliche, but I really did feel like this was a team. It felt like a team season, and it just felt good. People supported you. We would hear back from the Brandons like 3:00 in the morning because they were, production and stuff, and it'd be like, oh shit. And you can't go back to sleep. Once you get that email, I tried. I was like, damn.
You get an email from your boss at like 3 a.m. You like,
at 3 a.m.
Really
look at this.
Do
I respond? Do I wait a couple hours? You just like, I'm not going to sleep. Like, you're up. You're like, let's move. Right. You up, and this adrenaline kind of hits you, right? But we had a very great room for our first room. They were very supportive. Like all the writers on it, and I know I forget Jamila, girl, I love you. Don't let it go. But even the support staff was just great. So it wasn't like you were left somewhere and you couldn't figure it out. They would come in and be like, we're seeing the notes. Y'all want to talk about it? And we'd be like, let us first gather what our thoughts are. Because I always believe in being progressive about things. I always think like you can always ask for help. Yes, you should. But you should also address the issue yourself first and try to come up with a solution. And then when we brought it to them, we were like, okay, here's what we were told. Here's what we think should happen. How does that, does that match up, or is that in alignment? And they'd be like, a lot of times it was, and that gives you the additional boost you need to be more confident when you're talking about your story. Because you got to know your story. When people start calling and 80 and them start calling, you got to know what the hell you wrote. And I'm quick to have amnesia. Terrence, I love him. He was like, well, your episode, come on, you better know what the hell you wrote. I was like, honestly, I forget all the time. I'm not in the zone. It's been months, But it was a really good time we had. It was a real blessing. We learned tons of things. It got a season 2, and oh my goodness, I could have went through the roof because they did it at episode 6 where they gave the season 2. I was like, that's right. I was like, the room we worked in, So, but no, it was a great room, great showrunners. Love JBTV and everybody there. They're very supportive, and it was just a really interesting time.
Y'all got y'all bump?
We are waiting to.
I'm claiming in the name of Jesus.
Yes, in the name of Jesus. We want a brunch.
I will say that since we wrapped on our part on the show, fulfilled our contract obligations, it's been very interesting the amount of meetings we've had. We've been meeting with a lot of people, and it's funny because it's the people that have supported us, but it's like they see you in a whole new different light once you did your time, and they're like, okay, so break it down. How was that?
Everybody's curious.
Everybody's curious. I gotta tell you, we were more busy outside of working than we were when we were working. Because
That's all prepping you for the next step. They're trying to meet you to go, do we want to develop with them? Do they want to live? That's what all that is.
Yeah. And there's been some good things happening.
Good.
Yeah.
But can't speak on that right now.
Elizabeth. And there's also a part. And there's also a part because there were like haters and doubters and stuff. And you know, there's certain rooms once you get into WGA, it's like, okay, there's only one way in it. So when they see you, they're like, oh, and it's like, yeah, that's right, bitch. There's only one way in here. Like you thought we were done. No, sir.
We Christian folks. We like, God bless you, bro.
We are all about false humility.
Yeah, that's a t-shirt.
But what's really funny is our family. It was almost like they didn't believe it. Yeah, I'm talking about y'all. I'll back it up in front of you too. But it was almost like people couldn't understand it. You know, they couldn't understand it. They couldn't understand, like, okay, how does this work? How does this move? And slowly as stuff got to rolling out, because it's like, oh, okay, we're on the show. They're like, okay, you're writing for the show. But what does that mean you're writing for the show? Like, are you writing a whole episode? How does this work? You know, they had tons of questions, and then they're like,
you need to work with Tyler Perry. Or my father was like, you mean they're gonna let you write like the dialogue and thing? What you think?
We have a sister who works in post-production in like the graphics and stuff area. She caught it. She knew what was going on, you know, but like his mom and, you know, my family, they're like, I don't understand. And then when the name came on the screen, they're like, oh, okay. That's what we talking about.
3 minutes, they're just like,
it was a trip for them. And, you know, it's very tricky because my aunt told me, she said, not everybody is going to see the vision of what you have. We were doing this for a long time. And she's like, your success is here, but this is just the beginning. And even though you have all this family, all these friends, your inner circle that keeps you peace is going to get smaller. And she was right about that. You'll be surprised how people act when you make that crossover, especially family. You know, and it was just one of those things where I have to love you from afar. I mean, you had people coming out the woodwork. You remember me, Auntie so-and-so? No, I don't. God bless you. I pray for you from afar. You know, because I'm the type of person where I'm loyal. You know, I am loyal. At the same time, it's one of those things where the same energy you've been giving me, just keep that same energy. Because that's the same energy I'm going to give to you. I'm not going to change who I am. You know, and my mom, God rest her soul, that was the hardest part of all this because she passed away, 12 years ago?
Yeah.
And
didn't get to see it.
She never got to see it, but that's not how I saw it.
She was a writer.
She didn't even know I was a writer. No, once my mom passed, like the world stood still and I figured it out. It just came. So I figured when my mom passed away, it was for me, it was like she gave me my next step. And so every time the good and even the bad's happen, you know, I know my mom was like, I got you. Don't worry. You okay. You got this. I can just hear her. You know what I mean? It's so weird. I'll smell like a whiff of perfume and it'll remind me of her. And when I get real, like, I miss my mom, I'll have a dream about her. She'll show up in my dreams and I'll just like, oh, she's just showing out. Okay. You know? But I have received a lot of love and support on both sides of my family, on my husband's side of the family and everything like that. And they've been great. But it's just been those good moments. Take them and horn them in. And every little piece that you get that moves you forward, please take time to acknowledge that because it took your patience and perseverance to get there. And we dismiss it so much because it's not the end result of what we want, but it should be the result you're looking for because it's the step that's going to lead you to the best step, you know? So you just got to hang in there.
Can I say something really quick? I was just thinking about, I know there was a long list of people you guys called, but I know I was at least one of the first people you guys called, which was great.
Absolutely.
And I want to ask you because it was kind of quick.
Yeah.
So y'all was going down the list. What was it like to get the call?
Oh my goodness. So
I can't even talk about that.
Yeah.
So what happened is
Which
after
I
that.
don't know is when I hung up, I was crying. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
this is why. I wanna know.
Okay,
This is why.
okay, and we got something to say, but we're gonna answer your question.
Go
So
ahead.
what happened was after the meeting, it was like the 3 longest weeks
Of my life.
of life.
Yes.
In fact, and I can say this now, there was a job that I was working and I missed to do the interview, and my boss was like, "Hey, I don't know if this is working out." I'm like, "Lord, don't have me lose a job and not get my writing job." If I took, so what happened is we checked in with our mentor, Nicole Levy,
Shout out to
our Miss Miyagi, as we call her. And she was like, "Yeah, I hear they're probably gonna find out. You'll probably find out sometime this week." And then we checked with our manager. Manager's like, "Oh, we're gonna find out one way or another tomorrow." It was like Thursday night. We're like, "Oh yeah, let's try and have sleep." So
Nobody
we're like,
slept in that house.
Yeah.
Our son kept knocking on the door like, "Y'all wake.
Yeah.
Y'all get an email."
Yeah.
No, boo,
So-
not yet.
So Trinea could reveal what she was doing, but I was basically at work.
So
I work from home. Yeah, I'm at work working from home, and I'm like, I got the phone turned on and everything, and I'm like, I hope, and I do customer service, and it's dealing with healthcare. I'm like, I hope somebody don't call me sick, waiting for this call, right? And sure enough, our call comes through. Our rep Zach and Kate from
Shout out to
Bellevue.
Zach.
He comes on, and he's like, "Hey guys, let me do this. Let me put you on hold. Sound real down."
I
I'm
mean,
like,
real
they
down
always
to
do
the
that.
point.
yeah,
Your first job, your agents and reps are gonna be like, "Well,
Just
Yeah.
down.
we tried."
yeah.
They're gonna do all
The
that.
problem was
Yeah.
Kate didn't get the memo.
Oh no, this Kate, when she jumped up. Hey guys, I'm like, okay, something up.
So all of a sudden he's like, "Okay, so here's the thing about the job. You guys are staffed." And Trinea,
Soak that in, y'all. Believe that.
Trinea,
Believe that.
the hardcore one.
Oh, pause. I know you've been ready. You're gonna try to bust me out on this mic.
Hey,
You know
it's
what?
safe
Let me
space
just
we
put
found.
this in mind. My previous job before I became a television writer is that I was a business analyst for a nonprofit. So I ran a team. It was cool. Certain people knew though, low key. I was like, I'm out. Just let you know. And it's probably gonna be like the next 48. If I get this call, I'm gone. You know, so it was one of those things where like I had like jumped in the shower real quick, you know, trying to do my personals, get all together. I mean, to the point where I had, you know, my nair on my leg and the phone went off. And I was like, and he sounded low, Zach sounded, I'm like, oh shit. You know, and I'm like, Lord, whatever it is, you got us. It'll be okay. And that's all I said. Because I was like, I'm not going to even go if it's positive or negative. I was like, whatever it is, Lord, we will be okay. You got us. And then when they proceeded to tell us, I was like, oh shit.
She's like,
I just busted out.
She's
crying.
Holly Berry monster
And mind y'all, I still got my damn nair on my leg.
She got her nair on.
I had to like wipe and cry. You know what I'm saying?
Zach is like giving us the prepared speech. This is all about the hard work y'all put in and everything. And this, I'm like, I can barely hear because I'm here. So
every time, like we were
happy tears.
Yes,
it was happy tears. But every time I was like hard, and I was like, "It's all right. We're gonna move to the next step. It's all right. We're gonna move to the next step."
Years.
I came in, I boo-hooed it out. I couldn't talk.
And that was 10 years. And we thank you, Hilliard, because we were at a real low point when we saw you at Nicole's book thing. And the way you looked and spoke to us, you spoke to us as if it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
And that, you have no idea how that gave us the strength to say, okay, we're gonna keep going. And sure enough, in your way, you're like, oh, you gotta make it now, bitch. So
here's the thing. Now, I know you guys have been thinking about this. This is something I was told back when I was an actor, and I got like my first recurring role on something. My manager, who also used to be an actor who managed me, said, okay, you're gonna be making this amount of money a week. I need you to act like you don't have that money. I need do one thing. Go spend $1,000. I know you like sneakers, bitch. Go get you some sneakers. Get you like just $1,000 worth, and you'll feel like you did something, right? And so to this day, this was 27, 29 years ago, whatever. Right? I still to this day, if I do a job, I set aside $1,000, and that's it. So I'm telling you, you will get caught up in thinking, oh, especially you guys are on network, you guys make a little bit more money than normal people do, right? Meaning because the rooms are longer, right? The production's longer. Now, as you guys keep moving up, eventually you guys can start producing. It's going to start doing all that. So season 3 is when you go, okay, we can probably move into another apartment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do it now.
Mm-mm.
Make sure save those pennies for yourself because the strike, we might have another strike coming up. You know what I'm saying? So don't be stupid going on. We rolling. We got season 2. You know we're gonna get 3. Don't do it. Wait till God bless 3. Getting close to 4 when you go, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
this little apartment we in this house, you know, now we can go ahead and think about something else. But wait, save them pennies.
Oh, yeah, you definitely gotta say because you get that money coming, you're like, oh, wait a minute, hey, you know, you just roll out my weekly Amazon order, you know,
Exactly.
And you have to catch yourself. You know, I think the one biggest thing that we did was our anniversary.
Yeah, do something for yourself. Yeah,
that was the biggest thing that we did. But you know, save your money.
Take a trip. Didn't y'all take a trip?
We did we went to Vegas for our 20th, and we had invited like our family and everything, and that's when they realized, oh shoot, they actually doing pretty good with this right thing. They were like, wait a minute, y'all quit y'all jobs like to do this, and it's like this isn't a hobby, this is like,
a job, man.
This is, and they're like, oh, so
yeah, no, you got to definitely save your coin because you actually spend a lot more out than you have coming in. Trust me, the math will work out, and you'll be like, what? Wait a minute, shit. You know, you be like, where am I going? WGA fees. That's one of the things you gotta keep in mind. So if you have a savings, save it.
Check this out. You guys get into the room, and I don't know how it works for y'all, but I know a lot of people will be like, you get into the room, and by day 2 or 3, you got an email from the Writers Guild or a call going, so we need to talk about this membership. $2,500.
Yeah,
right. Whatever.
Yeah, they were like a piece. We're like, okay, this is 2 of us, 1 salary. They're like, oh, but y'all gonna get this separate bill. I'm like,
yes.
So would you like to set up a payment plan? Like, yes. Absolutely.
Take it.
You do.
And if you can afford to do it, just knock it out.
Yeah, you know if you can afford to do it, then go ahead and knock it out. If you can't, then do their other options or whatever. But it is one of those things where you got to keep in mind, don't go buck wild. Don't go buck wild because you need to save money for rainy days. Because at the same time, especially if you're a staff writer like we were, your amount of weeks may not be as much as you think it may be. Right. You think and hope, okay, it goes further than what it originally is said to be, and it can because what ours did a little bit, but it didn't go to the extent of what we thought, and there's reasons behind that.
Telling people it's politics in this
it's a lot of politics because when people know, it's so funny when people know you have a good vibe. It is true about this industry. People know you have a good vibe and they know that you proven that you can do what you do. Other people do start calling with other things, but you have to be careful what you say yes to. I will definitely say that. But we've been blessed so far, So it's interesting. I don't know what's going to happen in 2026.
You guys know when the room starts? Can you say it? Do you know?
We know, but we can't say.
No, but we can't say because it's not definite. Yeah. But there are other things also pending as well. So it's to the point where you just got to be like, well, Lord, how's that going to work out? Because I find myself questioning, like, okay, well, if this happened, I start running all these different scenarios. Well, what if that happened? What they call it? What somebody said, and somebody told me, Yasmin, who was ahead of the program, part of the program, part of the Paramount program when we started. I think she's at Sony. Yeah. But she said, don't worry about all that. I'm like, but don't worry about all that. Your job is to keep it pushing forward. Right. You have a family, and whatever God puts in front of you is what's going to happen. Yep. You're going to be where you're supposed to be. That's what I always try. Put me where I'm supposed to be. Yeah. You know what I mean? For sure. Because you don't want to be somewhere where you made happen or you force it to happen. It's like, and you really have no control over how things shake out. Because one scenario you might think is the case, and then next thing you hear somebody's talking, you like, oh wait a minute, things have changed. There's been another factor thrown in. So you really just don't know. The best thing you can do is just be positive and stay in faith. And that's it. And know your value.
And write your next script.
Oh, always stay right. Don't stop.
Awesome.
Keep moving.
That's what's up. On that note, thank y'all. That's what's up. So at this time, we're gonna bring in the new Wu-Tang Clan in here today. Aaron, let me scoot you all the way up if you can. So we got my man in the building, Jacques Buckingham. Is that how you say it?
It is, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Like the palace.
Anich D'Jae. Scoot yourself all the way up, please. And then, of course, Aaron
Beauchamp.
That's what I said. Beauchamp. I was going to say Beauchamp, like it's like a white dude saying. Beauchamp. Beauchamp.
Got the Creole
French,
on
Creole.
Yeah, my dad's side of the family's from Louisiana.
there. There it is.
Gotcha. So let me start with you. Who you is and what you do and all that stuff.
All right.
Okay, that's enough.
It's a pleasure to be here. No.
Into the mic.
Okay, yeah. Small kid from small town Mississippi, like long walks on the beach. I'm a Libra, and hold on, what kind of podcast are we on right now? No,
She gonna sing a song for us. Wasn't it?
tap dance a little bit. I came out here in LA. I moved out here about 4 years ago. Started
Okay,
writing.
just push the mic down just a little bit.
Push it down.
Just tap it right there. No, on right there. Boom. Just tap it. There you go.
See,
That's good.
hey, it's all those push-ups, y'all. I just got married. I gotta look good for my woman.
Exactly.
In Jesus' name.
Now,
I'm on it.
yeah. So I moved out here 4 years ago and moved from Atlanta by way of Mississippi, and came out here with a hope and a dream. When you're gifted to do something and you've been running away from it for so long, you say, "All right, let me stop." Because what I'm doing now ain't working. See, and it comes out when I get comfortable.
Yeah,
so y'all
sure.
feel like family right now. That's all that is, expeditiously. My people in Atlanta know what that is.
We know.
So when I came out here, first thing I did was to seek community and seek mentorship, because I didn't go to USC. I didn't do the whole field school route. So this is all new to me. This is just a faith walk. This is just purely out of obedience. Let me learn how to shape these words to where the stories being told that I'm being sent are impactful and reach who they're meant to reach. So started doing that, found some great mentorship, found a lot of the do's and don'ts very, very quickly that you were talking to earlier, and learned to move in such a way that, I got this from that game all day, Hilliard, so thank you for everything you contribute, that it's okay to be your authentic self in this space. So moving in, and I first moved out here and I had a roommate at the time, and I stayed in my room for about a month just writing. I was writing my tail off, but she was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm writing. They're like, oh, well, you gonna get out here in these streets? You gonna do something with it? It's like, but I'm doing what I was supposed to be doing. Like, you could have did that in Atlanta. You supposed to be out pounding the pavement, meeting people and all that. And to me, that always seems so disingenuous that you're walking up to people because, hey, I know you and what can you do with me, versus that value added. Like, what can I do for you? How can I be of service to you, the room, the craft, all the above? Because when you do the work, you do the thing. You can do the thing without doing the work and it shows, but when you do the work becomes the thing. And I want to do the work because you want to go about it the right way. That's a desire. So it means that you've done something impactful, not just you just did something. So started writing, putting some intentionality behind it. This year, 2025, or past year, 2025, was probably my most productive day writing.
Now, tell everybody what type of writer are you? What do you write?
Everything that I'm passionate about right now is TV and film, poetry and everything. I cover the gamut, novels, whatever. But TV, film, comedy, drama, thriller, especially minority spaces, women-led, main characters. Like those are the things that's important to me because representation matters.
Yeah.
And it's definitely something that's missing in today's demographic. Those muted voices, if you will. I write what I'm scared of, and what I mean is the things that I'm scared of are the things that I don't have experience in. So I wrote what I have experience in. Retail management. I did that. My boy Rich, he said that. Reverend Rich, he was talking about that middle management plight. I wrote that. 8 years of retail during COVID. So let's talk about it, y'all. We don't move past it. I wrote about working with kids with disabilities as a bus driver, a lot of day in the life themes with unconventional perspectives on commonplace jobs and moments. And then when I started to step outside, it was like writing about intersex, because what's not being talked about right now are, hey, I woke up one day thinking one thing, and then I got some news that I wasn't. Not me personally, but I know that's somebody's story, so why be scared of it? Let's talk about it. So I'm not afraid to say some stuff. But I'm so researched that I won't do it irresponsibly. So I always want to make sure I'm paying respect to whatever the material is, and that the message is not being diluted by how I want to see it versus, all right, where's this going? Because that, I think my man said that 30-minute, you got the notes and it became an hour. If it's got to be that, it's got to be that. Versus what's the industry saying right now, and let me chase the market. So if it starts off as an hour and I gotta cut some stuff off, well, now it's 30 minutes and I just got 2 episodes. So that's the perspective that I've learned to adapt to based off of getting great mentorship. So at the same time, I've had to learn the responsibility of the mentee as well when you're seeking the mentorship. Because it's one thing to get those notes and then to say, no, this is great, this is perfect, I like it how it is, than what you asked me for. And now when the phone rings, I'm not going to answer it because you don't listen anyway. So have fun learning out how this goes. and when we circle back around, tell me about it. And the first thing you need to tell me is how I was right. Like that's what you really want to hear. Like, hey, my bad. I'm sorry. I just should have applied the notes. So this year I've spent. I wrote 3 scripts and I've been revising 2. So I've learned to.
You wrote 3 scripts and what?
I've been revising 2.
Revising.
So because. So that's where I've left it right now, and I think I'm at peace in that space. And I love what Rich said about being a year of reaping, because the fortune favors the persistent is a true adage. Fortune favors the bold, true adage. But my desire is to be in the spaces that I'm meant to be in. So if I'm not supposed to be there, don't chase it. I'm persistent enough to say, I know what's mine and I'll get there. And I'm bold enough to ask for it when it comes along. I just think that from an ego standpoint, me walking up and saying, like, hey, how can I sit beside you? And it's not my turn to somebody else's. I don't want to take their opportunity. I want to support them. I want to champion them. So being in spaces like this, supporting my writers community is a part of my 2026. And I'm glad to see when my friends' names pop up on those screens. I'm glad, not calling people saying, well, why did I not hear about this? And what did I do? Like, no, like, hey, that's yours, man. And that just inspired me. So I know it inspired somebody else. And I know you did the job you were supposed to because you left an impact on somebody, at least one. I can't control how many people like and subscribe and tap in and share this and what the box office is going to be. What I can be is authentic to what I was set to write.
Here's the thing, though. The thing about this business is, and Trinea and Dijorn just learned this working on their first series, is you see how collaborative it is. Like, you really have to have that spirit. Like, all these people in this room, you got to all have each other's numbers. If you don't now, you need to do it before you leave. You know what I mean? You guys got to be talking to each other. You got to be like, hey, I got the script. You take a look. And they should be doing it with y'all. You know, they already have their group, but you guys are right here. So you got to be expanding within, because I can't tell you how many times I've been up for a job or I've been up for something and I couldn't do it. Where I was like, I just read Jacques' dope ass script. You know, I got a dude. You don't have the credits you might want, but take a look at it. Like, you just don't know who's there for you. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what you guys should be doing. You should be constantly going, I don't have, but I know who does have. You know what I mean? And be excited when you see their names on out fucking bald. You know what I mean?
That was real.
When I'm serious, because I felt like I did it. You know what I mean? I felt like that was me up there. You know what I mean? And that is the spirit you want. You know, with all your friends and stuff like that. So, what about you, Anich?
Yay.
We got to get you a little bit closer.
Yes, there we go.
We need to move yours down too. I'm sorry. Tap it.
Don't let me break it.
Please.
There you
Woo,
go.
there we go. All right.
It's a ghetto mic, y'all.
There you go. Born and raised in Fort Worth, Texas. Theater kid, right from town. Theater kid, oddball, like the one black girl on stage.
So was I.
Yes, right. You get it. You get it. I loved when they were talking about I had to leave my dance. I felt like I had to leave the dance behind. That was totally my journey coming here. I had been a theater kid all my life, went to college for it, lived in New York doing it, and then I came out here and they're like, "You're a writer now," and I was like, "Am I though?" So it took a lot of time for me mentally. Yes, I was doing the work. Yes, I was in the room, but to really feel like I had earned that title because I was the theater kid singing and dancing in the background. Now you want to be like legit. But thank you, God, and thank you for this space to be able to be all things and my full self. I came out here maybe about 8 years ago at this point, I think it was, to go to the UCLA screenwriting program. I had like 2 weeks to pack my entire life up in New York and come out here, find a place, and this was home. So it was like, all right, God, I'm gonna let you lead. This is clearly meant to be, because I was in New York still doing the theater thing. I was doing readings of my work though, like it was starting to pass around. Oh, Anika's writing now. Okay, what's she in? Well, let me see if I can be a part of that. And then it just, my entire life shifted when I came out here. And it was an exciting place to be, but it was also like, okay, now we're starting you from the ground up.
Yep.
All that old stuff. Yeah, absolutely. So it has definitely been an exciting journey. Some days more exciting than others. But I came out here and my focus was business. I went to school for musical theater in Boston. I went to school for screenwriting here. They love to teach about the craft, but they don't teach about the business. So it did me a disservice in New York. When I came out here, I was like, I don't care what the role is. It needs to be in business in one way or another. So I first started as a director's assistant. I moved on to working at Redlo, a literary management company, because I was like, I need to know it from the inside out. But that was also the time where all the writers fired their agents. So it's just solely the managers doing all of the work. And I always say I learned best being tossed into the deep end. And that was absolutely my journey. I didn't know anything. Of course, I lied on my resume. Oh yeah, I can do this, that, and the other. What do you mean? Oh, my hands tied behind my back. And then it was like, okay, now do it. And it was just like, okay. So it was a lot of, it was a lot of early. I was the first person in the office, last person to leave. Because I needed to know everything, not just for my own self, yes, of course, so I can know how to maneuver and function, but all of my friends, we went to the same school. We had the same shared experience, and we didn't get to see behind the curtain. So that truly became my focus in learning this industry, still being creative, writing every day, setting my goals. I have to have a goal, and I have to celebrate the small wins, because they might be few and far between. If I'm just sitting here, well, I can't celebrate till I get that Oscar, I'm gonna be miserable for a really long time. Maybe not that long, Lord. But I'm still like that can't be the goal. So small things, you realize, you turn around and see, oh my goodness, that was the staircase that I just climbed 100. I'm on the 100th floor. You know?
We were talking on the finale episode. Carl was saying, I was saying something about how I was watching some podcasts and they were talking about how it took Kevin Hart like 13 years or something to finally break through or whatever. And he said, yeah, but how many we only see when he became the big star. But we forget that during those 13 years he had all these breaks. He had all these he was like the pilot king. He had a whole bunch of pilots nobody ever saw. So it wasn't like he wasn't working. You just didn't see him. You just saw him like appear in this little movie here or whatever, and then boom, he did what Think Like a Man, whatever it was,
Mhm.
and boom, he was gone, right? And so we keep forgetting that the journey
Yeah.
is, because I said something like, oh, and they said, how many people, if they knew it took them 13 years, would they stay? But you keep forgetting, it doesn't mean that nothing happened in 13 years.
Right.
Right? You just, that's when you knew him in 13 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to be thinking about that. Like, it took you guys a long time before you finally got the show, but there have been the Paramount program. There have been other things that were successes for you. You know what I mean? You guys had a beautiful kid. You guys got married. There's all these different things that are stages for you, but you only count the one that's whatever. You know what I mean? So
I created a
Yeah.
docu-series when I lived in New York, and it was about artists. Because and one of my pitches was, we know Angela Bassett that we know today. We know Meryl Streep and the Will Smith of today, but we don't know their journey to get there.
Right.
So that docu-series was all about struggling, surviving, thriving artists that were in New York in all different facets, which is also what got me into wanting to know the business. Pitch that. Everybody wanted to buy it, and then it was time for that contract, and they were trying to pull a TLC on me, and no, no, like they were like, we'll give you $1 for this, and that was just like, no, let's learn this right. Let's learn how this business works from the inside out, and it served my writing profusely.
What about you, Aaron?
So I'm probably the outlier of this whole group. Born and raised in California, but don't live in LA currently.
That's the last.
Are there any other regions?
Yeah. I'll just say I'm from Fontana. Show of hands if you know where that is. Okay, 2 people.
What's it close to? What's it?
So what I usually tell people is it's an hour away from LA, but it's closer to Big Bear and on the way to Palm Springs.
Okay, so it don't snow there, nothing to it.
No, it doesn't snow. It's just very windy.
Okay, gotcha.
It was very windy when I left this morning. But
thank you for coming all the way out, bro. I appreciate it.
And I, for the last couple of years, have been making the drive out to LA whenever I could, for whatever, which is kind of how you and I we officially met in person during the writer strike. One of the pickets, and but how we kind of got to talking was, I was a big fan of the podcast and was a avid listener, and
he's always like the first person to respond about the show. I love it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and you had sent me a DM on Twitter. I'm not calling it X, but
right, I'm a grown ass man.
Right.
And you're like, thank you for supporting the show, and later you do you want to come and listen to the podcast? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I've been here a few times, but kind of just been more about me, not aspiring, but I am a writer.
Yes, indeed.
I mostly want to do TV, but I do have a couple features under my belt. Started out my journey wanting to be a director, and then got a chance to do it and realized I didn't like it. So
that's the best way to figure it out, right? Yeah.
So now writing is my number one focus. Last year I got my master's in screenwriting from Cal State Fullerton. Thank you. Did not really plan on going to grad school because I graduated in the middle of the pandemic with my bachelor's, so the world had literally stopped. And right around the time the world started opening back up, the writer's strike happened. So I figured, so if I don't have a job, nobody else has a job right now, this is the perfect time to go back to school. So I did. And it was good, 2-year program. Much like Anich, they do teach the craft of screenwriting, but don't really teach the business. However, my MFA advisor, who was also like my main professor for the majority of my classes, did make a point of teaching my cohort like one business class at the end of the 2 years. So we kind of got a little bit of like the insight on what do agents do, what do managers do. This is how you potentially would get your stuff out to a manager and potentially get staffed. If you want to do TV or if you want to work in film, this is how you would go about it. Not really anything concrete, but just basics. Yeah.
But the basics help because, you know, the whole industry is about hearing or learning something and remembering and recalling it. You know what I mean? So you're like, oh yeah, I know that thing. It's not that difficult. You know what I mean? I remember that. Oh yeah, you shouldn't do that because somebody had told me that. I read that. I saw it. You know what I mean? Like,
so yeah. So now that I've officially graduated, I still writing and rewriting. 2025, I would really just be kind of saying beat my ass. But kind of getting a little personal, it's been a year exactly since I had surgery on my foot. So I spent the first half of 2025 not being able to move. Well, I'm exaggerating, but I was just not super mobile. And then like around April, May, started
he was
walking
at the
again.
club. He fell off the dance floor.
Yeah. Challenge with Quator, dance battle.
Yeah. So like around April, May is when I kind of got back on my feet and wanted to hit the ground running on, you know, actually being able to officially move out here and kind of start working, but hasn't happened yet. Last year I do have about 3-4.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Yeah,
right.
I have about 3-4 scripts that I've written. Two of them are rewrites, 2 features, 1 short, and 1 pilot.
What type of things do you write?
As I mentioned, I mostly want to work in TV, so comedy, like half hours, what I really want to do. But I do have 1 finished drama pilot. I do write about, you know, things that center around, like, you know, Black people, but also like queer experiences, and I also am a person with a disability, so I write about, you know, disabled perspectives, just much like Jacques, you know, things that are kind of don't really get like the spotlight, pretty much. And I'm also a big researcher. I'm a tourist, so we love to know things.
I call that rabbit holes.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I like to research and figure things out. If I am interested about a certain thing, whether it might not even affect me at all, like from like a woman's perspective or just really anything, I want to make sure I know literally everything about it.
I love it. That's good. So, hey, Anich, I want to say this on screen or on tape, whatever you know. Thank you for stepping up and helping me with. I don't know if you guys know the little videos I put out. Almost every week, she's the one who edits them and puts in the captions and stuff like that. Yeah. So thank you for stepping in and helping.
They look dope.
Anything for you.
Yes, indeed. You know, I'll take $1 million, just $1 million. I don't have to.
Hey, in all seriousness, working on it. Like as much as you pour into the community,
so
I don't think you guys listening right now understand how valuable of a resource the Screenwriters Rant Room is. Like, it's game all day is not just a slogan. This is people pay thousands of dollars and move all the way across the country to get the information that Hilliard Guest provides out of the love of his heart for everyone who sat in these seats and stood in the steps that we stand in right now. So man, thank you, man.
And not everybody will do that.
Right.
We've all said there are a bunch of people that there's a word gatekeeper for a reason.
Right.
There's a gate. And you definitely knock that down. So we appreciate you.
What do y'all want to do differently in 2026? I'll start with you, John.
Ooh, cry less.
I love a strong Black man who ain't afraid to say he'll cry. Look at that.
Hey, I got a soggy pillow right now in the dryer. If one of these pilots or the strike just gets in before the strike happens. But the main goal is to stay focused on God. taking those steps forward and not losing that element of myself in the rooms and the spaces that I'm meant to be in, because I know that once in those spaces, it's because he's placed me there because he might be absent in them. So that voice always has to be represented first within me, and then in the spaces I walk into. But the biggest thing outside of that would be to start seeing some of the fruit from the seeds been planted. The programs, the writers' room, the writers' assistants. There's no when we talk about humility, there's no arrogance in wanting to ascertain knowledge or being able to help or contribute in any way possible. I don't have to be number one on the call sheet to say that I'm value added. At the same time, I know my value will elevate that placement on the call sheet. So this is more focused and intentional in terms of making steps and strides towards pitching in with what my friends are doing here. Like we all telling stories here. So a lot of the heavy lifting usually goes to the ones at the top. It's very, very top heavy. So I can carry a lot of that weight.
But you'd be amazed, and I bet you Dijorn and Trinea can tell you how many times they've walked into somebody's room when they were working on their outline of the script and said, "Hey, if y'all need some help," they'd be like, "You know what? Come on and help me." I bet. So everybody wants help. They just don't know how to ask for help. I'm one of the people. So you know what I'm saying? So believe me, I understand.
Yeah. So that's if I could say anything in reference to faith and faithfulness, it would be in reference to that and just being true to the stories that's being told. The biggest thing I gotta do is close out some of these tabs, man. I use it as a rabbit hole. My Mac is like, do we need all 48 right now?
Just got on to me about that last week.
That's it. And like say, if you got 8 projects that you're working on, finish the one. Because one of the good pieces of advice that a mentor gave to me is that one good script is better than 10 that's not finished.
I do 3 at a time.
That
way, 45 minutes.
I need it, right?
You gotta stop. Otherwise, you'll just keep. You're on that rabbit hole with that one project. 6 hours went by and you didn't even move to the next one. You know what I mean? And that's my way of doing it.
But then that 30-minute pilot turns into Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
Because I need the distraction of working on something different so it can be fresh. Because I'm writing out everything that I'll put in my notes in that little Word document you keep open. I'm putting all of that in there. It's like, no, I done missed the plot at some point in time. So let me just work on this on the side. So I need a couple going, but all 48, it's a good 41 of them that's got to go. So that's what I'm working on.
What about you, Anich? What's
I'm working on stressing less and being bolder. I went into 2025, I want to write these 3 projects and I'll just focus on these. And that's what I was doing, but stressing out about like, well, what's the next opportunity that's going to come? All right, well, I'm doing this here, but they don't know what I've got going on out there. You know, you spend your time doing what you're supposed to do. And then, like, I'll say around April, I just started getting calls from people. Hey, I read your script randomly. Can you work on this project? Hey, we're meeting at church. I heard that you write, and then all of these other opportunities just really started to present themselves for feature writing, for TV, but it all started when I started to stress less. That wasn't serving me at all. And you hold that energy up, and people feel that too, like around you. You just feel the desperation. So just walking in faith, trusting that, and continuing to write and continuing to show up, even if I'm just sitting there for 15 minutes looking at the screen, something's going to.
I wanted to piggyback off of something you said. Like sometimes you have goals to write, let's just say 1 script. The thing that you guys have to be starting to do now, as writers who aren't staffed, who don't have a job, you got to start going, okay, here's my deadline. Give it a real, I used to test myself what I call an unrealistic deadline and a realistic deadline. So my unrealistic deadline is 2 weeks. My realistic deadline is a month. So I'm not killing myself when I didn't pass it. But what happened was I started pushing, and then I would add, okay, I'm turning the script in to Ridley Scott. What is the level I have to be writing to write it that fast? Right? And to me, I really was. Like I really can zone into it and treat myself that way. So I was trying to pretend like I gotta turn this in to them on this day whatever it is, boom. And next thing you know, you're sitting there for 6-7 hours, going, because you got something to prove, and you come out of it going, oh, I can write a script in a month or whatever it is, right? I mean, instead of saying you're going to do it, and you have nothing on top of you that's not weighing on you, but accounting. What's the word? You know,
Accountability.
yeah, the accountability for you need somebody, which is why writers groups supposedly should work, because you got to have somebody going, girl, where your 10 pages at? You said you was going to have 10 pages last week. I only see 3. You know what I mean? You need somebody, and then you have the husband to do that, so you got to have somebody to, you know what I mean, to make yourself accountable. But I would add, let me set this plan or goal that I'm going to do this thing. And that's why I call the goal. The goal is like a diet plan. Like you're like, well, I'm going to do this thing, and you go, well, I only lost 3 pounds. You know what I mean? But if it becomes a plan, oh, I lost 13. You know what I mean? Because you stayed with it. You know what I mean? So anyway, shit like that. Okay, what about you?
Much of what Nisu just said, but more being consistent of not just writing, but just taking like my health seriously. Going back to the gym, but just kind of getting back to my routine of not doing everything, but just doing what I used to when I was free. Yes. Yes. But also
living in mama house.
But also kind of just being bolder. Last year I wanted to apply for the Disney writing program, and I had one pilot that I was going to submit, but their program wants you to have 2, and I was like, okay, well, I can.
But they don't take specs no more.
No.
It's been
of the programs I've applied to, I know Paramount lets you do a spec, so does NBC, but Disney wants 2 original pilots. And I did have 2, but they were different genres. They want 2 of the same, and I was like,
they want to make sure you're the comedy guy, you're the drama guy.
And one of my writer friends was like, well, maybe just submit 2 different ones and see what happens. But I sort of just went back and forth with myself. I was like, can I get away with this? Like, am I going to be the exception to the rule? And then I just ended up not doing it. So this year I would like to be bolder about
I like this. That's a goal. I like that. I mean, that's a plan to do. So that's good. That's good. That's good. I think setting those markers for you, and that's the other thing I was thinking about for you too, is all those Disney programs, Paramount, and NBC, everything. All those programs are like markers for you. It's like as filmmakers, it's like, okay, I'm trying to get my film in the Sundance or whatever, South by South. The date is this thing. We got to go shoot it here so we can post it here so we can get it ready, do the color, get everything, you know what I mean? So you can line it up so you can have it ready to submit. And so here's an example. So our film Mermaid, we found out we didn't get in the Sundance or South by. So the director wasn't happy. And I said to her, and I said, listen, we got into another big Oscar qualifying festival. So we're going to premiere there. It's not as known as whatever, but guess what? It's the same. The only difference is the other one has a bigger stamp, right? And that comes with years and years of experience where you realize what things really matter and what don't. And I said, don't forget, when we did our proof of concept film, it also screened at the same festival that just accepted the film in, and that's where you met the investors. That there's no saying you're going to go to Sundance and meet the investors who are going to give you another $1 million to do a film. You see what I mean? I said, so you got to remember the importance of going where I say earlier, where you're supposed to go. Right? Not where you want to go. That's not always the right place to go, right? I said something about on the other episode where we all know friends, and you guys know a lot of friends as well, who have staffed as the staff writer 3 or 4 times on that show or moved to another show and was still staff writer. I says, and then all of a sudden they get an opportunity on the show that they dream to be on, but they're offering them staff writer again. But guess what happens? You say yes, you become a staff writer, you do so good because it's a show you love, all of a sudden you get that bump to co-producer. I've seen it 5 or 6 times from my friends like that. You know what I mean? It's about going with your heart, which is kind of what you was talking about earlier. You got to follow that path of where you're supposed to go, right? Don't be worrying about, oh my God, well, we kind of promised them we do this or we do that, or I was going to do that. I'd be like, where am I supposed to go? Where am I going to be happy with? Because all of them who were on that show too, at some point they made a decision that was like, I'm not coming back to the show. I'm going to do this. And they were like, okay, well, do your thing, girl. I wish you would have stayed. You know what I mean? Well, you know, if this don't work, come back season 3. That happens too. You know what I mean? So just be aware of that. I'm generalizing for y'all, by the way. I'm not talking about y'all specifically. I'm just letting you know that things could happen. I've seen that too, where people left the show and came back. You know what I mean? So just be aware of that.
I think that's the beauty of that intentionality behind it, is that the goal being to create for others. I can, as an actor, learn a skill set there. I can book a job, and now I'm in my trailer. I'm getting fed grapes. I got my got that piece slice of cheesecake in my rider. Anybody who's seen JK, but I can write a show and I can create 200 jobs for others and put them to work and bring their talents and their abilities to collectively come together and do a thing. So that ego out of it, I love what you said in one of your episodes about Lena when she was being called the showrunner. She was like, no, I'm not a showrunner. I'm a show creator. Like, if I'm a showrunner, I'm attached to this one project and I got to put everything. I'm sending the email at 3 o'clock in the morning, like waking up my writer's room. Or I can create it and put talented people around, do the thing while I'm doing the same thing again and again and again. And that's the ambition that Jacques Buckingham has, that somebody else might say, like, no, if I'm not at the top of the pyramid, then I don't want it. Like, no, that, like I said, from staff writer, I'll take it. Writer assistant, I'll take it. Whatever it is that I'm supposed to be a part of for that one, because I know what the goal is to do this thing again and again and again, make it a perpetual machine. So,
see, here's a cool thing. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the new trailers for the new Cross season 2. But I don't know if y'all noticed, Ben Watkins is one of the main players now. He directed the first episode 1 and 2, and he's a recurring role on there.
He was all in that teaser.
I've been telling him, bro, you got to get in front of the camera. You got to direct, blah, blah, blah. And it's like season 2. You know what I mean? He didn't even tell nobody. I was like, this bitch go. You know what I mean? So I had heard through the grapevine. But I love it. So that's why I was going with it for you. Just because it's for you too. I'm not going to like your name. Let's see, Minquell. So this is the same thing for you, Minquell. You may not be dancing per se on the stage. You might just like do a class again, like you said, right? But you might get in a room and there's a scene where there's this black dude who dances with this girl at the club or whatever. But you know what? You know, I'm gonna do that little. Won't y'all let me do this little? You know what I mean? And then you still have that same thing for you. You might get on a show and there's this young reporter. You know, just generalizing. You know what I mean? And you'd be like, you know what? I could probably, you know, let me read this scene for y'all when we sit around the table. He would probably say it like this, and they'd be like, Jacques, did you ever think about acting? You know, I'm an actor. They're like, oh, you know what I mean? You just don't even know. So that's how you test it.
Okay.
You show them without saying, y'all know I'm an actor, right?
Yeah.
You just show them what you can do.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
That's good. That's good. We're going to take a quick little break. We're going to bring in Brooke. So we're going to bring in, we got all the women in the building. Brooke Baltimore. Hey, look at you. Like she's cool or something. Like she's cool. I feel pretty. So let's talk to you right quick, Brooke. Let's tell the kids a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I am a writer. I'm from New York, born and raised. I moved out to LA in 2021. Yeah, I was like, I did actually, right at the top of the, right in the middle of the pandemic. But I got relocated here for a job, and I actually was planning to move out here, and it just was kismet that the job I got relocated me here. Literally, I was moving. They relocated me like within a month after I had a place, I had everything planned out, Virgos. So we had everything planned out.
Organized.
So yeah, so I moved out here. Actually, I contacted Hilliard on LinkedIn. Rich, shout out
Is
to
that what it
Rich.
was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich was in LinkedIn. And I literally, when I was packing and getting ready, because I really wanted to just write. I have a large marketing background. I oversaw marketing for Versace, for Diesel, for Swarovski. And I was a manager, so I oversaw the whole
Wait a
US.
minute,
for
Swarovski,
each of
is
those
that
brands.
with no ring in them? Who's that? Swarovski?
All Swarovski crystals. So I did all the apparel. So all the apparel brands that use Swarovski crystals, I was manage all of those brands. So it's like 150 of those guys. And so it's big jobs. But it was great. And while I was doing all on top of writing and marketing, I was writing the ad campaigns. I was writing commercials. I was writing speeches for like the CEOs. So I was writing the key things for everything, and it was just me, which is good. To do all the work because there's no one there. So it's just me, and then I realized how much I've always loved writing, and so that's why I started listening to podcasts, and Hilliard's was one of the first ones I Googled. And Hilliard's name came up.
Shout out, really?
Out there, Screenwritersrantroom. And so from there, I told Hilliard, I was like, hey, your name's Brooke. I work in marketing and I can do stuff for your podcast. I do So I pitched myself as a marketer, not a writer. And
she helped us with the first rendition of the website, and Minquell came in, and the way it looks now, that was all Minquell.
Yeah. And so that was a lot of fun. And so anyway, fast forward, and now I'm a writer. I'm a comedy writer. So I write TV, and I'm a sketch writer too. I love sketch comedy. And I'm a short story writer as well. So it's been a good journey, but similar to Anich and similar to Minquell's journey, like separating the two, saying you're not this and moving on to something else. That was hard for me too, because saying I'm a writer here and not having like my whole base is in New York. So everybody, like friends from every like childhood are there. So coming here with nobody, nothing except for like one really good friend. Shout out to Siobhan. One really, really good friend, and that's it that lived here. I had nothing to start with. So I was like, okay. So you're introducing yourself as a writer, and I was like, I am a marketer. So that was hard to make that distinction, but
I think it's okay to say, I'm a comedy TV writer. I come from marketing, so I'm really good at blah, blah, blah. Like you can spin on it.
Yeah, that's true. Sure. That's true. And I'm currently still learning that to lean into that, because even with some scripts, remember I was talking and he's like, well, this is great, but like, why don't you talk about your marketing stuff? I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about that. Like I'm avoiding. Literally avoiding it. And so just leaning into that more, being more authentic and showing my voice more. It's really helped me. So.
I mean, just think about it. Like the Devil Wears Prada was in the fashion world, so you could do the Devil Wears Prada in the marketing world. You know what I mean? So it still would be. It's funny.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
And I was the only Black one on every single team, every boardroom meeting, all across the board, my entire career. So even to this day, so I am the only one. So I understand this. I get that, and I want to just be a voice for the voiceless in that way. So I felt very voiceless or very used for things. Like I can use you for that, so I need you here. I can use you for that, so I just felt like my value depended on what other people value of me. And so I had to learn what I value of myself and what is true that I can put into.
So what was your 25 like, and what are you going to do differently in 26?
25 was a roller coaster. I shot my first short film, The
Yeah.
Drops. Yay! It's a comedy. Thank you. So I was really excited.
Did you direct it?
I didn't direct. I directed certain parts, but I didn't direct it. But I wrote it and executive producer, and I got to work with a lot of friends. Like a lot of them. A key for me is working with people I know, and people I trust who trust me. So working with a lot of friends has always been a big thing for me. Working with my community. So literally, like when I say people showed up, friends from New York showed up, came through. Like it was that deep for me. So like all my cast were friends that were here. So it was really nice to work with them, and it looks beautiful. We're almost done with the edit, and then we can keep going with colorization and all that stuff. But yeah, and then I'm a script supervisor as well. So I did a lot of script supervision for films and TVs shows this last year, and so just
Script soup is a position that is not talked about enough. It's, let me explain this to the kids who don't know. Script soup is whenever the director goes and powwows, 6 times out of 10 he calls in a script soup to make sure that something is correct. So you're talking with them, you're like right in the mix of it all. You know what I mean? So people forget how important of a role that is. Like how many times we go, wait a minute, Brooke, did he put the table? Did we move the table over there? Did we set the drink down or whatever? And you're like, yeah. Let me look back. Oh yeah, he did such and such. It's actually on the left side. It's not the right side. It's like a bunch of like little stuff that happens that the continuity is what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so important. How many times have we watched a movie or a TV show and you're like, that cigarette was that long a second ago? The next time it's like this short, she would have figured that out. Somebody missed that somewhere. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, and I'm grateful for that because it was a friend of mine hired me from it to do it because she noticed how organized it was. Right. And from there, I just kept pitching myself like, oh, I can do this. And then in 2025, I did so many scripts. I was so grateful for that people saw.
And she was hiring me here. Talking about I'm on the set. You got a job.
That's what I was doing.
I wish I could.
Action hard. Yeah, I'm just, like staring at things, taking pictures, and writing lines, and I'd memorize all the scripts. I'm a script surprise, so it was a lot of fun. It was fun though.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
That's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Let's bring in Trinea right quick. Trinea, you hearing the stories from these young ladies as you have accomplished your first biggest dream, right? Besides marrying my man over there, like he cool.
Raekwon.
Okay, come on, chef.
As you listen to them, what are you thinking about? Like, if you gave them any advice, just even to cross over to that next threshold.
Stay open. Mm-hmm. Stay open. Stay present. I think we get so caught up in what hasn't happened or what we thought would happen.
Twist it back.
Twist it this way.
That way, up. Like the twist. Actually, twist the mic the other way. There you go, right there. Right
Okay.
There.
Yeah, stay open, stay present. I think we get so caught up in, like I said before, earlier, the end result is not here or present yet in front of us, but those little parts of the journey. Because even listening to you right now, Brooke, I used to work in the, now if I give you this, I'm collecting. I'm collecting.
You got it.
But like I used to work in for a nonprofit, and I just hearing you talk about what you've been working, I was like, oh, that would be so funny if you talk about how nonprofits work with different programs and how they're able to make that work in a comedy way, because you have to have laughter. Yeah. I think with something so with the world, when it's like, I think Shonda Rhimes said this, when the world is like dark, you got to focus on the light. Yeah. And when it's light, you got to focus on the dark. Each one kind of plays on hand because like they go hand in hand, they balance each other out like yin and yang. Yeah. So there's different. You have a lot of great things in front of us, and you have a lot of great people. Use your connections, and it doesn't have to be for I need you to read my script, and or it could just be, hey, I'm having a shitty day. And I'm looking at my blank screen. Bitch, I don't feel like writing. You know what I mean? These people on my nerves, and sometimes like I'll send to like my friend, I'm gonna put her out there. Don't be mad at me, Jai. Jai, who works on Tracker, I'll just sit there like, hey, shout out to Jai. I'd be like, Jai, I just love you. You're doing an awesome job. I'm so proud of you. And I do that often.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Just
my number is 555.
No, because I believe in bringing yourself up mentally. I'm lucky that I have a partner at home, my husband Dijorn, as well as he's my writing partner, and we bring each other up mentally. It's funny how things happen. It's like a roller coaster. One moment he's up, I'm down. We just level each other out. I think it's really important. Community is key, because that's one of the reasons why I got into this game. But everybody has also a unique voice. So I would also say, just to round it out, be you, because there's only one you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We all have like similar things that kind of touch bases, may, share the same space, but it's really about your voice, And like I always promote this with Bill Tubbs, Automatic Pilot. He always talks about your perspective, what you think. It matters. If you got it in the store, I got mine too. Holla at me, Bill. But it seriously.
I used to call him Uncle Bill.
Okay. I love that guy. But it really is about your perspective, be you, because just a small, you walk into a room, just how you walk into a room, your presence. Like when you walk into a room, Brooke, I know I'm about to get loved on. You know what I mean? Because I feel like Hilliard, when you walk into a room, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna get asked what the hell I've been doing. I better have something to spill with that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, let me make sure I'm on my point. And I just met you, but I get a really warm feeling from you. It's all about good vibes.
Yeah.
You get what you put out.
That's
Thank you for that.
And let me ask you, Anich, sitting here, you sat and listened to her and Dijorn. I'm sure we all were like inspired. That's why I went back to that moment of when they first got that call. Because I know that feeling. It's like yesterday. Like I've had many of them, but that first one you just will never forget. You know what I mean? So what do you think? Just listening to those, that you could think? And you like move away from the mic or something? Scoot your butt up, girl.
There we go. Forever inspired. I love reading biographies and autobiographies. Just I know all of our journeys are completely different. But hearing those, you feel less alone. You have something to strive for and to look forward to. I'm a newlywed, so just watching y'all work. A couple of months. Hey, baby, I'm looking at you. Jacques, Buckingham. But that was also inspiring to see, hey, we are about our business, but it's still family first. And that is the priority. And then you get that call, nair on your leg, do it, pretending to work and pretending to do your other job. And like, there's nothing, I can only imagine there is nothing like that feeling, but it's a feeling of, we got it. But now let's get to work. Now let's earn while we're in here, and that I will forever hold on to. I can't wait to rub elbows and be like, we did it, girl. Here we go.
I love it.
No, I was saying same thing. Like when I first met Trinea and Dijorn, like I was here. I think when I first met you guys. And I was just like so inspired just by the story and how diligent and how much perseverance you guys have had throughout the years. And I was just like sitting there like, okay, you gotta work harder. Okay. Like do more, like be bolder, like because you guys never stopped. Like your story in my head, I'm a runner, physically. So like when you guys are
she covered all up. Girl got muscles like a mother. Looking like Angela Bassett cousin.
Right? Okay, we'll never ready with that monologue.
Do it. But you guys reminded me of my runs. Like just keep pacing yourself and be consistent. And that really inspired me to this day. So when I see your wins and I watch Blue Bloods because of you guys. Because I see your name and I'm like, oh my god! Like I get so excited. And how Hilliard was saying how he cried. I'm a very emotional person, so
we cried together.
Yes, literally. So like I cried with you guys and just shared the joy. So it's just so great to be in a room full of amazing writers and creatives and individuals who just really want to bring something forward and share their love of it. So you guys are very inspiring to me.
Let me ask you a question, Trinea. How do you, just thinking about you two live together, y'all work together, y'all got a kid, how do y'all not work each other's nerves? You know what I mean? How do y'all keep that? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
how do you give each other space? Like, how do y'all work together?
Dijorn is he is the timekeeper.
Okay.
He's like, when we need to do this, we need to do this. It's me. He's trying to grab it. I'm like, wait a minute. I need 5 minutes. But he keeps us on pace when we're doing stuff. We read a lot. So, and then we have very like different tastes, similar tastes in some like action drama because that's what we do, but we have different tastes in the things that we watch. Like D will watch I'll be watching something on BritBox or Acorn TV. You know, Father Brown. You know, Death in Paradise. Yes, that's new season is out. Hallelujah, amen. Been waiting for that for a while, y'all. But you know, but he's watching the Interview with the Vampire and different stuff like that. Stuff. I don't watch that. Okay? I love my girl Angela Kane and The Walking Dead, but girl, I gotta cover my eyes.
You don't like blood.
Yeah, I be like, you know, come out trying. Right, what happened? And then rewind it back. Yes, that is their show. Welcome to Derry. That is their show. I get clip notes.
Okay, that's how it works.
But we have, you know, we're starting to step out into different things like books and stuff like that, which we have done before. So we're circling back. Yeah, but I just let him do him, and he lets me do me. I'm a gamer. So I'm on my PlayStation. I got my whole little space. You know,
she got her chair.
I do. I got my chair, my earphones.
Zoned out.
Shout out to my squad up, y'all.
They're like, yeah, we ready.
Right.
Okay, I'll say some nice breezes on Cali. Y'all know what's up. Yeah, you know, and it's cool because I met some really cool people online. A lot of writers play video games.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea. But there are a lot of like writers and directors that I've met through online gaming. But no, he just gives me my time. Like I'll be up to like 3:00 in the morning gaming. He be over there snoring. You know, I may have to do a little nudge, like, "Oh, cut that down." You know, I can hear you on the speakers, boo. But no, we allow each other to be who we are, and then we always make it. You know, our kid. We told him ever since he was little. We've been writing for like over 11 years. And when you thought about it was something when we made it and we got the news, he was like bolts all day at school, and he gets the news. He's 15. He gets the news and he's just like, he walked through the door and he's like, what happened? You know, face is just ready to drop. And I'm like, we got it, baby. We got it. He was like, yes, thank you, Jesus. Yes, my God. You know, so our win is his win. But we too, like we tell him, hey, if we're writing or doing something, he's like, step in, like, Mom, I need my time. Dad, I need my time. And it's us have that responsibility to put whatever we're doing down at that time to give him that time that he needs.
Yeah.
You know, we're very vocal about that in our family. But no, we just respect each other's creative differences and the way that we do outlet. Like, he works out a lot. My man look good.
I see him in the gym.
My baby look good. You know, so I've been getting in there too, trying to hurt myself on purpose. You know, trying to hurt myself on purpose. You know, I get in there with him, but his time in the morning, that's his time. You know, he uses that to like get focused and centered for the day. And we're both Christians, and so we listen to different podcasts and sermons to just stay faith, and we keep faith in our home, keep God first, and in family next, you know. So it's just about making sure you give each other the time and the space to be who you are, and then setting the time you need to come together and acknowledging that.
I love it. That's cute.
Yeah, it is very.
Yeah, indeed. So what you gonna do for 26? Did you say that? You didn't say that.
I didn't say it, and I talk a lot.
Just the appropriate amount.
Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. So 2026, I'm working. Actually, a friend of mine and I wanted to write together. I never wrote with anybody else, but so a friend of mine, she's a comedy writer, and we're writing a pilot. We have this deathly fear of clowns. Me mentioning Derry was on purpose. So we're writing a comedy about clown school. So it should be. So it's really funny so far. We just started, but then also I'm working on my own couple series. Tell Me About Yourself. It's a comedy pilot I'm working on. I'm working on getting placed in a few of the programs. I'll be sending them your way, Hilliard. I'm just kidding, but yes, seriously. But yeah, and just continue to put myself out there and ask more questions. Sometimes I have a fear of imposter syndrome, and I have a really. It's been interesting. My personality has changed a little bit out here compared to New York. I was very bold, and I think just because I'm so used to it, I can move through everything.
But everybody's moving like that,
right?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So here, trying to do that here is a little different.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have to work on being more vocal, stating my presence, making sure people know, like, hey, I'm over here.
Mm-hmm.
And what my work is and about my work. You know,
Right.
I'm a great listener, but sometimes I don't actually speak up about myself. So working on that. So yeah.
The thing is, what I love that you've done. Think about it. 2 years ago, you moved here. 3 years ago, 4 years ago. 4 years ago, you were wanting to be a writer. 3 years ago, and here you are 3-4 years later, you've produced a short film. See the progress? That's what I like to see. Is now, because I've said it before, you're gonna get somebody who's busy like myself or anybody else. I'd rather spend 10 minutes watching your video than to spend an hour or two reading your script. Because it takes me 3 or 4 hours to read the script. Because you know my details.
Oh my God.
I've been going through it. And because I want to be fair.
Pen for days.
Yeah, but it's not. It's more like, see, do
Yeah.
this. Like, what about that? Or have you thought about that? You know what I mean? It's more like, and I do it. A lot of people are like I've had people say, you give some of the most amazing notes, but I notice sometimes your notes are like, you must be reading it and giving me notes now, where 3 pages later I answered the question. I said, yeah, but I'm looking at, remember, it's a roller coaster. So I'm saying it shouldn't be happening there. It should be happening now.
Yeah.
I'm getting bored now.
Yes.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what they
Because
miss.
you did have some notes like that from the script, and I was like, I came in here to talk to you about it, and you're like, yeah, but it should be up here, and I didn't understand, but I went back, still rewriting it like a 5th time, I think. But I just wanted to be so good.
Yeah.
It's
You're gonna
really
write
important.
7, 8 times. How many times y'all rewrite y'all pilot before you sit that second?
You see the You're gonna rewrite all the time, especially like when you get in the room. You just gotta know that rewriting is part of the process. And I love Terrence Winter, because he was like, listen, your final version is what actually shows on the screen. He's like, you're gonna always be rewriting. You're always gonna be changing. You're gonna be flipping due to whatever thing, production, whatever the case. So just know that that's just part of the game. It does not mean that you did not do good in doing so. It just means that things need to be adjusted for whatever reason. So rewriting is just one of those things. And trust me, because I always want to hit it when I come out. This time, I gotta say, this year with being around the show, I was just like, as long as we hit some mark, amen. I was like, I'm gonna do my best to knock it out the park the first time. But when we saw the red, I was like, oh. He was like, no, but it was good though. I said, okay. I was like, okay. He's like, it's my preference, because showrunners have their preference to what they want and what they want to see. So you always gotta remember, it's always gonna have to be written. I think you hit it on the nail. And you got to remember, most staff writers are almost completely rewritten. Now, most people are like, well, why do they have us there? Because we needed you for story and for character and for, all the moments, all that stuff, like the little intricate stuff. Sometimes what I don't like is when a showrunner, I'm choosing showrunner as an example, when a showrunner's like, oh, I'm just too busy, I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite it. What I want them to go is, okay, here's all your things. You notice how in episode 3, when I wrote episode 3, I did this. I want you to be thinking like that. They should be talking to you. You should be learning how to do their voice. You know what I mean? That's the best showrunner you want. But sometimes, in fairness to them, they get so busy that it's just hard to do. But that's why that number 2 should understand their voice, so that they could be like, okay, let me sit down with y'all. There's a reason why there's a lot of red here. It's because of this and this and this and this. So I'm telling you, you guys are on the right track. You just went that way instead of that way. You know what I mean? That character, I know you think they talk like that, but they actually talk like this. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? So it's just like little stuff that you'll learn. But if they took the time, I guarantee you, season 2, your next episode is going to have less notes, because now you understand even more. Once you had to write it, it's different reading it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, I always say rip it. That's the way I've always went to the mindset. Well, we did Corey Mandel, right, man?
Yes.
Yeah, we did chorus class and he was doing teaching. I'd be like, he like, Trinea, you up? I'm like, I'm gonna rip it to shit. Cause I'm not gonna learn unless you rip it, right? So you gotta want somebody. Right, rip it good. You want somebody to get in there and just give it to you. But what the also thing is I've learned is when you ever get your notes, because each through the process you're getting notes from your showrunners and everybody else that's involved, you're also learning not just the voice and your showrunner's voice, but you want to also inspire your showrunners, because there was a lot of times where we had wrote something and they were like, wait a minute, we could do this. I'm like, okay. You want to inspire your showrunners because that gets them excited about what they got going on, especially if they're like super busy and have all this stuff going on. You're on point with your stuff, but they're like, wait a minute, we can move in this direction. That's a good thing. And I didn't know how good it was until we did it. And one of the Chloe P's on the show, she's like, no, that's a good thing, Mama. You're doing good. You're doing your job, because they're hitting everything they wanted it to, have for the show. So don't look at the red marks, people, as a bad thing. Take your red marks with pride and keep pushing.
Yes.
It's the best way to understand how to learn what they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why you got to change the mindset of it all. You know what I mean? Instead of, oh my God, they completely rewrote me. Well, at least they give you a chance to fix it. Some shows will be like, thank you, very cute. And then they just go off and rewrite it. At least you got a chance to learn how to.
Growth mindset.
Yes.
It's a growth mindset. Yes. You should always go in with a growth mindset.
For sure. Awesome.
I just want to say too, for 2026, the drops will be dropping in the summer of my short film. So I want you guys to come and see.
Yes, indeed.
Can't wait. So yeah, I just want.
You're gonna do a screening. You're gonna get in the festival.
Well, I'm going to get into festivals. I learned the power of my words are powerful. So I'm going to get into festivals.
You're going to get where you're supposed to go.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It may not be Sundance, may not be South by, and it may be.
It may be.
You know what I'm saying?
Hello.
But if it ain't, you go wherever you're going to go, you're going to show.
Wherever the Lord has my path, I'm walking. So I'm all for that. So yes. And so I'm excited. And some more pilots, some more sketches on stage. Aaron, hope to see you. Some sketch shows. So
That's what's up. Where can people follow you at?
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. B writes the number 8, so B writes it. Both. So,
how you spell it?
Oh, BEEWRITES. The number 8.
Gotcha. What about you, Anich?
You can follow me at Anich D'Jae. That's ANICH DJAE on Instagram and Twitter. And Threads. Threads as well.
Yeah,
I
forget about Threads.
I don't use it enough.
I don't use it enough either.
Yeah. It feels safe.
It does.
It does.
I can breathe there.
Come on.
What about you, Trinea? Tell us about where you and Dijorn.
You can find me and Dijorn. You can find us separately, but he has Dijorn DIJORNM on Instagram. You can find me Nia Baby TM. Yeah, I know, right? My Nia Baby. That's my name. That's my gamer tag. Hello, holla at Fortnite. But you can find me on Instagram. You can find us together at the DT Moss team on Instagram as well.
That's what's up. Cool. And I'll be putting all you guys in the show notes so you guys will see you guys all in there.
I just want to say, Hilliard, thank you so much for being you and for always being so inviting and warm and welcoming and such a beautiful person, and how much I love you and respect you. So
I was thinking she wouldn't want to hang around no more. She don't come.
No, because I'm always late and I don't like to be late. And I was like, I'm running late, but I always want to be here. I always want to be around.
I'm proud of you, girl, out there doing your scripts and learn that shit. Especially if you want to eventually direct, it's going to be better than you right there in the camera. You seeing the lens, you seeing what they're doing every shot. So you got to be learning what it is. You probably saw something on your set. We're like, wait a minute. We probably should, you know what I mean? So it's good. It's good. That's what's up. And I'm your host, Hilliard. You guys can find me on Twitter. I say Twitter like I'm cool, by the way. At Hilliard Guest. You guys Instagram, everything at Hilliard Guest, Blue Sky, Threads, everything at Hilliard Guest, TikTok. We have a new Screenwriters Rant Room, so please subscribe, follow that. We have a new ScreenwritersRantroom.com website. My man Minquell updated it, making it look hella dope. super, super happy for you. Happy for you. Super thankful. Shut up, y'all. Thank you again. Make sure you guys go in there and check it out. We got resources page, archives page. You can learn all about me, the things that I love, the things that I support, and go on there and get some game for sure. All right? What's that? Merch. T-shirts. Bam. Like I got the gray one on. I got the V-neck. We got the crew necks. We got the black ones. We got them in white. And hoodies also. So don't forget all that stuff like that. Please buy those because that's what really supports the show. So we need that. All right. Thank y'all. Let me see what else. Oh, we have a YouTube page. Please, I mean YouTube channel. I keep calling it page. YouTube channel, Screenwriters Rant Room. Please support the show. Subscribe to the show. Share that shit to everybody because we got to get it out there. I got to grow that. I got to grow it fast. I got to grow it fast. So and lots of videos. I'm starting to tape all these now. So you'll have the audio and the video. So support the show. We support y'all back. Shout out Minquell, my man Aaron. We got what's that?
No, I'm just,
Oh,
saying,
sorry.
I'm just cheering.
You all there echoing and stuff like we in church.
Hallelujah.
Dijorn, of course, Rich Scott, associate producer. We got my man Jacques over there. Rich Scott left. Jade. Who else was in the room? Was that it? That was it. Yeah, that was it. I think so. So thank you guys all. So everybody joining me for Game All Day. You guys know how we're doing on the Rant Room. This is the new premiere episode of 2026. You know how we're doing on the Rant Room. On the show, we keep it real. We keep it opinionated. We keep it what, everybody?
Game all day.
Peace, y'all.